Good morning, traders. It is the first day of the trading month, October 1st. We are about 40 minutes into trading. We actually have some movement today. Can't wait to get started. Before I do that, I want to point out that in the chat room, which is included in Option Stalker, I have my pre-market open comments. You can see they're extensive. I had a chart that I included today. I also post my trades in here. There were some stocks that we were looking at. Watching NXPI, HPQ, bought some Apple. We knew that ISM manufacturing was going to be coming out. Took some gains in Apple, also was long GT, took some gains in there, took a small loss in NXPI, and then I shorted the futures. Short ES 29.83, and I shorted Uber. There's the short listed in here. I bought GoPro, so we'll take a look at those. 29.73 bid for ES, filled on ES. So I made 10 points trading the S&P 500 futures. Again, I post these trades in the chat room. I'm going to log out and go to my homepage, www.oneoption.com. This is where you can get Option Stalker. You can see that it's highlighted right in the middle of the page, and there's a video you can watch. Everything that you see today is included in Option Stalker. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are an active trader, please subscribe to this YouTube channel because I am going to be posting these videos as soon as I can each morning. There will be actionable trades, and I'm going to use Option Stalker to find these opportunities. Let's get started. Let's find some trades here. So first we start with the market. Bring up an SPY chart. You can see we've had this slight downtrend recently, but we have support here. The support is right on that 294 level. Bounced off of it once, twice. So we've been able to lift off of it. We've got a little bit of weakness today. We had ISM manufacturing come out. The number was 47.8, clearly in contraction territory. A second consecutive weak month. Manufacturing, it's important, but it's only 20% of our economy. ISM services will come out Friday. It's a much more important number. So that's what's weighing on the market so far this morning. We're going to zoom in on a 5-minute chart, and we're going to see that opening gap higher. Once that opening gap higher failed, it was an easy short because the high from the prior day also failed. So easy short in here. We've got some momentum. Kind of have to favor the short side right now given these long red bars. So there's a very good likelihood that we're going to be testing that 294 level on the SPY. Right now we're at 295.90. So we're going to have a little bit of a mix. One thing that I absolutely love doing, this is our edge. So if you don't learn anything else from this video, please learn this. We trade relative strength. When the market gives us a curveball like this and we're in stocks with relative strength, they hold up well. It gives us critical time to exit the trade. If we were trading the futures and we were long futures in here and the bottom fell out like this, we would lose money no matter what because we're trading the futures. But if we're in the right stocks, we have time to evaluate and time to get out. Let's take a look at Apple. Classic example today. Here's Apple, grinding higher. Finally, the number comes out, and you see this drop, but Apple actually delayed for a little bit, and had you gotten in here, you're still making money on the trade. I can overlay the SPY, and you'll be able to see, look, right in here, you start to see the S&P faltering. It's starting to drop even before the number right here. What does Apple do? It's continuing to go higher. If I see the market starting to fall off right here, I'm already a little bit nervous, and I'm putting my stop in below that prior open of the other bar right here, or the low of the prior bar. And you get stopped out right away. That's the advantage of trading relative strength. I want to look for relative strength right now because these stocks want to move higher in a down market. That is our edge. Then we camp out and we wait for the market to find support because as soon as it does, these stocks fly. That's what we do all day long. So let's go in. Let's look at the bullish side of the ledger first. And I do also want to mention on a swing trading basis, as far as the SPY is concerned, I do like it here. I feel that we're finding multiple support here. We've got earnings season coming up. We got a face-to-face trade negotiations with China coming up, possible trade deal with Japan. Brexit seems to be off the table for right now, at least as far as a hard landing in October. So we've got a lot of positive influences on the market. And this ISM manufacturing number, yeah, it's interesting, but it's only 20% of our economy. I don't think the market leans on it too much. And in fact, some traders are going to rationalize that this is going to put the Fed into easing mode by year end. And so bad news is good news. I don't see this as a major market decline today. I see this as a buying opportunity. I want to sell bullish put spreads. And we're going to look for those stocks with relative strength, and we're going to lean on technical support and sell those spreads out of the money. So if I see them, that's the strategy I really want to employ now, because I believe the market is going to flatline in a trading range. We're going to generate income while we're in that trading range. So let's get started. First, I click on scanner. These searches come up. One that I really like is heavy buying. This looks for very liquid options. It looks for stocks that are above the prior day high, and it looks for huge volume spikes. So these are some of our leaders. These are the stocks that want to go higher. So I'm going to overlay the 10 SI indicator. We'll use a 10 period, and I'm going to take off my 10P indicator so we can see this a little bit better. You can see Amazon down, down, down. It needs to get through this downtrend right here. I'd like to see it above the 200-day moving average. If it gets above that 200-day moving average, it will be back above horizontal support, and then it becomes a really nice bullish put spread candidate. So I'm not crazy about it right here. I'm only going to look at the daily chart. This is nice. See NXPI through horizontal resistance there, through horizontal resistance here, holding the gap so far. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. Look at that. There's your relative strength. It's starting to lose a little bit of its relative strength, but as long as this stock can hold right here, I like it. And I'm going to put another alert a little bit higher. These are day alerts. I can use a GTC alert if I see something I like on a longer term basis on a daily chart. Then I'll be dropping a GTC line. But right now, if it gets above this level, I like it. I like this stock. I think it's going to go. We got the S&P's down 13 points right now, so we're continuing to drift lower. That only confirms the relative strength in these stocks. So let me overlay the SPY so we can kind of track what it's doing while we go through these charts. But here you can see the stock is finding support while the market drifts lower. I like it. I'm going to put an alert right above the current price here. You can see market continuing to drop, stock holding its own. This is our edge. It is a huge edge. It's what we look for every day, and we don't just look for relative strength. We combine that with all sorts of other indicators that we have to really root out the best stocks. So TXN looks good. I like it, and I'll show you why in a second. I'm going to put my alert line right there. I'm going to click into a daily chart. This stock is trying to push through this horizontal resistance level. You can see that before the number this morning, it did. So I'm expecting it to continue to try and push higher. GILD, nothing there for us, nothing there for us, nothing there for us on Snap. A little bit of a bullish hammer. I'd like to see a green candle there instead of a red one, so nothing too exciting. Oh yeah, like this for a few different reasons. One is I like it for a bullish put spread. You're not going to get a whole lot of premium, but if you sell this $5.50 strike right here, you can probably take up some pretty good premium and do just a naked put. Sell a naked put. Stock looks really good. Look at this relative strength. You can also just go out and buy the stock. I like it. Through the prior day's high, heavy volume, liquid options. I like it. Market down, down, down. Stock finding support. This stock is going to go. It just needs the market to find support. As soon as the market finds support, boom, 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 it's going to take off. So I'm going to place my alert right here. That's how we do it. You just start flipping charts, you start placing alerts, and then the next thing you know, you're not having to look for anything. You've got pop-up after pop-up coming through, and you've got all of your candidates just lining up, waiting for action. NXPI, again, we want to take a position in this stock. It just needs to find support right here. So we've got our alert line set. Going to drop it a little bit lower. I want to know what's going on with that stock. The second it finds support, I want to know. This is a search called Pop Bull. These are all good swing trades. I'm going to zoom out on the D1 chart and you'll see what I'm talking about. Look at this breakout through a compression. We like those. BLDR, that's an ETF. FBHS, nothing much for us right there. ADT, nothing much for us there. NXPI, we already looked at. We like that. DHT, trying to break out to a new high. Let's go into that 5-minute chart. This one doesn't trade very much. In fact, these types of bars tell me that it probably trades in nickel increments, so not too interested in that for liquidity reasons. So now we're going to continue to go into another search, and we're going to click on buy into earnings. Now I'm only going to be looking for stocks that are up for the day. So these stocks are going to rally into earnings, and they're going to announce in the next 2 weeks. We've done the statistical analysis on this. Over 75% of the time, they rally into earnings over the last 12 quarters. So if we see major support here, we're going to be wanting to sell out of the money bullish put spreads. I'm not crazy about this candidate. NXPI just went above 1217. So you can see it wants to go higher. NXPI wants to go higher. So I'm going to continue to click through these to see if we can find any bullish put spreads real quick. Look at this, BBBY. I like it if it can get through this. It's a horizontal resistance level, and it would be through the 100-day moving average. You'd sell that bullish put spread below the 100-day moving average. Buy it back if that's violated again, but we want to see it close above it. If it does, it's going to be a great candidate ahead of earnings. Letter C, Citigroup. Also, not a bad candidate. We can lean on that 100-day moving average right there. Costco, I highlighted yesterday. A little bit soft today, but we want that right there, that horizontal support level. Used to be resistance, now it's support. We want that to hold. We want this to hold. If it does and the stock starts inching higher, we want to sell our bullish put spread right underneath that horizontal support level. Violates that support level, buy it back in. Watching the S&Ps, they're down 1150 right now, and this one wouldn't touch. Want to see it bounce off that 100-day moving average? That's Goldman Sachs. IBM, I like this. I like IBM. Look at this, cup and handle. There you're trying to get through this breakout right here, this horizontal resistance level. If it can get through this, then it's going to fill in that little bit of gap that we have there. If it doesn't charge higher, we don't care if we're selling out of the money put spread. So here, you can sell that put spread right below that horizontal support right there. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Multiple support above the 100-day moving average. This gets us a little bit closer to the strike price. So I would sell the 141 put. But I like this because I think the stock is going to continue to move higher. Very bullish formation, good relative strength. Nothing too much I like there. That one's hugging that 100-day moving average. That's good. There's some weakness there. Don't like that. Don't like that. This is starting to bounce. It's getting through this horizontal resistance level. Let me drop the line. Well, you can visually see it right there. I don't know how liquid these options are, but this looks like a good bullish put spread using it right there, that $33 level, if the options are liquid. Just going to click through, see if we got anything else. This, Morgan Stanley, would actually be a good bearish call spread. Saw that call spread right above this technical resistance. You got the 100-day and the 200-day moving average converging. So if we continue to see market weakness today, that's a good bearish call spread that you can sell using that $43 strike. You can see stock is weak relative to the market. Will that improve? It's supposed to be strong heading into earnings. That's a pretty weak technical chart. I think it continues to go lower. I don't normally like to fade these, but if I see a chart like that, I would be tempted to. This is a nice bullish put spread all day long. I love this. Boom, 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 boom. Tails under body, multiple support above the 100-day, above the 200-day. Sell that 100-day strike, the 87 puts into earnings. I like it. Let's see what the stock's doing today. Well, looky there. Gapped open, held the high from the prior day. Market continuing to sell off. Stock wants to go higher. This is a good day trade. This is a good time to put that bullish put spread on right now on UAL. UNH, very, very weak stock. I wouldn't touch it here. Don't like it. So, strong after earnings. NXPI, I told you that stock wants to go. Boom, 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 starting to climb. S&P's down 10. This stock is going to lead the charge. You can see the little bounce in the S&P overlay here. By the way, all of this is available in Option Stalker. I've made it so easy to trade, so easy to overlay indicators. They're all icons here on the bottom. Very, very easy. All right, so let's continue to look. This SCS was a post-earnings play. We don't like that because it's fallen pretty quickly. This is okay, but it needs to get through that resistance level. It had a good reaction to earnings. It could be breaking out soon. JBL looks really good after earnings. There's your earnings announcement before the open. You get the gap higher and you get the follow through. So it was able to hold these gains and it's continuing to build on it. So JBL looks like it wants to go higher. If you're going to sell an out of the money bullish put spread, you'd have to use this $34 strike halfway up this green bar, and you want that to hold. If it doesn't, you got to get out. Nike, gap higher after earnings, boom, boom, boom. A little bit of a retracement today, so seeing a little bit of profit taking in the stock, but this looks good, and I would key off of that opening price right there and sell your bullish put spread right below that opening price. I believe that's going to be probably a $90.50 strike if that's available. I think it's got half strikes on the notion that it is not going to fill in this gap and that opening price is going to hold. Excuse me, that closing price right there. A little bit too far out of the gate. This is nice. I don't know how liquid the options are, but there's your earnings gap. Closes strong, good relative strength today, testing that 200-day moving average. So you would want to sell that bullish put spread right here at the $54 strike. And let's take a look at what the stock's doing. It's holding its own. It's strong relative to the market. It's up a little bit yet for the day with the S&P's down 8 points, but it's got resistance up here, so this would not be one of my favorites. I like the path to be cleared. Nothing in the way. Stock wants to charge higher. So we're going to take off the SPY overlay, and we're going to go back into our heavy buying search, and we're just going to take a look. Amazon. We didn't like that longer term chart. NXPI, and I'll drop my alert again. We triggered one. I want it above that price. Wynn Resorts. Macau gaming revenues are pretty decent. Stock pulls back. It's finding support here. We have an upward sloping trend line. If you wanted to be super aggressive with this, you can see the relative strength is starting to improve. You could draw this upward trend line and you could sell an out of the money bullish put spread below that trend line. If that trend line is violated, you got to buy it back in. Texas Instruments, I like it. I think it's going to continue to push higher. This is one of the stocks I would definitely be trading today. Look, it gaps higher and it holds the gap. Holds that gap right there, even with a weak market. You can quickly see what the market did. Sell, 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 sell. The stock is finding support the whole way. So I like it. I like Texas Instruments today. Again, these stocks have heavy volume today. So we know there's buying interest in it. This is Applied Materials. Looks great. Never even tests the opening. There's the opening gap higher right there. During all that market selling where you had negative price action, The stock never goes back to the opening gap. That's a buy right now. That is a buy right now. GILD. Really good relative strength. I don't like the swing chart, but that's okay. If we're day trading, we don't necessarily have to like it on a swing basis. Here's GoPro again. Stock's just compressing. I mean, it's going to go higher. Mark my words. You look at that stock at the end of the day, it will be higher than where it is right now. eBay also looks pretty good. This one's trying to get through that 100-day moving average, so we want to see it get through that resistance level. So let's drop an alert on that 100-day moving average. If it gets through, then we're interested, and that would be a good bullish put spread, leveraging that support at the 100-day moving average if it can close above the 100-day moving average. Not poke through it intraday, close above it. Then near the closing bell, I would consider putting that bullish put spread on. Stock is range bound. It's on the lower end of the range. It's probably going to float back up into the middle of the range. So that's how we do everything. And I haven't even shown you the most powerful tool of all. This is the custom search engine. Normally I go through and I find a bunch of stocks using the custom searches that are ready to move. And I'm not even going to do it today because we've already got so many good picks. Now, I'm going to try and recap some of the ones that I can recall. I know we like Win. I know we like Texas Instruments. I know we like GoPro. I like Apple. Apple. Look at that relative strength. Apple's a buy right now too. Look at that. Never even comes back and tests the open. This is one you can buy right now. And this came up on our relative strength searches also. So there you go. I like Apple as well. Look at all these stocks today. Look at where they closed today. I assure you they're going to be higher if the market finds support. That is the key. And all of the analysis starts with the market. That is a missing piece of the puzzle for most novice traders. They get tunnel vision because they zero in on a stock and they forget to see what's happening with the overall market. So my analysis today said, first of all, we got the gap from yesterday has filled in. We found support there. We'll go to a 15-minute chart so that we can see it easily. Okay, there's your opening gap higher. We come back and we fill the gap from yesterday and we find support there. We've got longer term support right here at the 294 level. That's our breakout, so big support there. I think we're going to hold. Earnings season is coming up. We got a lot of decent news. ISM manufacturing, yeah, it's important, but it's not that important, and you'll get some people thinking that this will put the Fed into easing mode before year end. So I don't see this as a major negative. I'm looking for an opportunity to get long this market. There's Texan, there's our alert right there. And I believe that support's going to be established. We have a bullish hammer right here. So what do you do if you start looking at these stocks? Would I buy right now? Is this the opportunity? No, not yet. So here's how I would be trading the market today. You've got a big sell-off right here, and that tells me that there could be more selling pressure before we find support. So you get one little reprieve here. We're probably going to go down a little bit more and probe for support. What I'd like to see ideally is I would like to see a bottom and then a retest and a higher low. If I see that higher low, then I'd feel very confident that the market's going to be moving higher. So what might that possible support level be? Well, definitely right here. That was the close from yesterday. So we almost came down and tested it. So comes down, pokes through a little bit, finds support, rallies, comes and tests it, makes a higher low. I'm all over that type of formation. If you see a couple of long green bars stacked up against each other, that's a really good sign that the reversal's underway. So you want a nice long green bar with a close near the high of that bar. You want the very next bar, you want to see a long green bar with a close near the high of the bar. If you get those double stacked bars like that, that's a good sign that the reversal is underway. Go buy the stocks that I've shown you. If we don't see that formation, then you've got to wait for a double bottom higher low. You get that, then you want to be all over these stocks. They want to move higher. Even if you enter one of these stocks a little bit early on the notion that the market's going to bounce and the market goes back and it retests because they have relative strength. Buyers are lined up. You're going to have time to exit that position, maybe make a little bit of money on it, certainly not get your head handed to you, because if you're trading the futures, you would if you're on the wrong side of the market. But because you're in the right stock, we know that the bid is very, very strong. We've got heavy volume and liquid options. Let's take a look at Apple, see what it's doing. See if it's continuing. See? That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Stock wants to go higher. Texas Instruments. Texas needs a little bit of help here. Still has to hold that opening price right there, so I would not be biting on that. Take a quick look at G-Pro. Not moving yet. You got to be patient. You got to wait for that market support. I think we're going to see it probably within the next half an hour to 45 minutes, and that would put us probably hour and a half to 2 hours into trading, and then I think we start to see things firm up a little bit and the market starts to grind back to its opening level. Thank you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're an active trader, please subscribe to this channel because I'm going to give you actionable stock trades every day. I'm going to try and get the video out as soon as I can. I'm going to show you how to trade. I'm going to show you how to use Option Stalker to find these opportunities. Thank you. Trade well.